Hello everyone and welcome to the first-person shooter tutorial series. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to shoot projectiles from our gun. Let's open up the content drawer and open up our first-person character. Now in the event graph, we have this input action, primary action. And we have this event dispatcher from the default code. So we don't need this, we can simply delete it. And also we're going to delete it from over here. But first, let's open our gun, because we're going to need to take the code from there. So select the gun and go to Edit. And since now, when you are going to start the game, nothing can happen when you are trying to shoot projectile, we need some things from the gun. So go to the rifle. So what we need is the montage animation. So when we shoot the gun, we have that recoil animation. So let's find it. It's supposed to be over here, montage play. So you can get this montage play. We can either Ctrl+C to copy, go back to our character, and Ctrl+V to paste it over here. And here, montage to play, it's our first-person fire montage. So this, we have to import over here a target, which is going to be our hands. So our hands has to play that animation. So select the first-person mesh, and drag and drop onto the graph. And from here, type get anim instance. So get anim instance. And now this return value is going to go to the target. Now when I connect to the input action, primary action, so this is when you press left click, we have the animation playing. Now let's do the rest. So let's arrange the code a little bit better. So this is when you press left click, we're going to play that animation. And now we need to shoot projectile from our muzzle. If you remember, in a previous lesson, we have created this arrow, so we're going to shoot projectile from this location. Because if you go in the rifle, now this is going to be the code for shooting projectile, it's too complicated. We have all this math over here. Now if you ask yourself why we are going to use different code than this one, why Epic Games has made this for us, and why we are not using it, the answer is simple. The Epic Games are giving us this code to start with. For the optimization part, we have to do our own. Epic Games will not do the heavy lifting for us. Now let's go back to the first-person character in the event graph. Now right-click and type spawn actor from class. So get the spawn projectile location. Just as a reminder, that's the arrow. And click and drag onto the graph. And from here, get world transform. So get world transform. So return value goes to the spawn transform. So what we are doing is we're getting the arrow location and rotation and scale, whether we are turning left, right, up and down. With these nodes, we're going to spawn that actor, which is the projectile. I forgot to put it here. So in the class, we have the projectile that is created from before for us. So we are going to spawn this projectile based on where that arrow is. And because that arrow is attached to our gun, so I'm selecting the gun, and the arrow is a child of the gun. So when I move the gun like this, for example, we're going to shoot from the arrow's location. I'm gonna revert this to the default. Now let's see if this is working. Everything works just the same. So with just few nodes, we have created all of this what is here. So this is the same like this. You see, very simple, very effective. You don't need all this code. You don't need the hard reference of the first person character. So we're going to delete this rifle afterwards. Now this on-fire projectile, this is the event dispatcher that it comes from over here, on use item. So on use item, event dispatcher, so simply delete it. Now I have this error, let's see what it is. This is from the input touch, so you can simply detach this and delete it. Now let's see if we have some error. Now it's all good. Now go right click and type sound 2D. So we need the sound of the gun. Open up, just type first person template sound. And now we need to spawn a fire, which is going to come from the muzzle over here. And next, right click and type emitter at location. So spawn emitter at location. We will need the arrow location. So drag a pin, get world location. So input into the location. And also for the rotation, get world rotation. So anywhere the arrow is going, we're going to spawn this fire effect. So I'm going to use the default one. Let's see if it works. Now the fire was too big. Let's lower it down to 0.1. Let's see if this is good. Okay, much better. Now the last thing we have to do is to collapse this to function. So now we have successfully created shooting projectiles. Simply select all of this and right click and go to collapse to function. Let's put this together like this, and the function is going to be shoot projectile. Now let's double click to open it up, just to tidy up the code a bit. So compile and save. I'll exit the function, and now we have successfully created shooting projectile. Now the problem will be, if you shoot, now if you go to pick up this gun, now we have two guns in one hand. And now we see this error. That's why, let's go back to the gun. So the gun blueprint. Go to this begin overlap sphere, simply detach this. And now you won't be able to pick up the gun, because we don't need it anymore. And we can simply delete it from the level. Okay, this is going to be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we are going to update the ammo and display the ammo on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.